Good evening and welcome to Reporter's Diary. You are watching us live on our Facebook page as well as on our YouTube channel. Before we move ahead, let me share with you the major issues in news today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi now wants women police personnel to play a major role in preventing youths in Jammu and Kashmir from adopting the path of terrorism at a very young age. Women police personnel can engage with mothers of children in Jammu and Kashmir to prevent the youngsters from taking the wrong path, the Prime Minister said while addressing the 2018 batch of IPS probationers at the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy through video conferencing. Supreme Court of India on Friday dismissed the pleas seeking review of the apex court's earlier order on August 17, paving the way for holding G NEET examinations physically. The petitioners included the one filed by ministers of six opposition ruled states. The petition included the one filed by ministers of six opposition ruled states. A three judge bench of Justice Ashok Bhushan, Justice B.R. Gawai, and Justice Krishna Murari also rejected the application seeking listing of the review petition in the open court. Some good news concerning tackling the pandemic. Preliminary results published in the Lancet Journal on Friday claimed that Sputnik 5, the COVID 19 vaccine that Russia approved last month, has been shown to elicit antibody response with no serious adverse events in small human trials. Sputnik 5 trials were conducted in a total of 76 people, which showed that two formulations of the vaccine have a good safety profile detected over 42 days and induce antibody responses in all participants within 21 days, as per the report. With shares of Reliance Industries and the banking and finance stocks accounting for the bulk of losses, the Sensex on Friday crashed 634 points. The Nifty plunged 193.60 points or 1.68% on Friday. And in sports, Sri Cement Hari Mohan Bangur on Friday assured the supporters of East Bengal club that the jersey color of the club, which is red and yellow, will not be tinkered with under any circumstances. Sri Cement on Wednesday signed a letter of intent to buy a 76% stake in East Bengal, paving the way for the century-old club's entry into the top-tier Indian Super League. Now, these are the major issues which are in news, and now I'm joined by our team of reporters, Riddhi, Shumanto, Devanjun, Razia. Welcome to Reporters Diary. Riddhi, to start with, what all at your end?
Safi, first story is about the courage and determination of a tribal young man of Jharkhand who traveled 1,200 kilometers on a scooter to Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh so that his wife could take the exam for a school teacher. His wife is pregnant, but still the man, who is class 8 pass and works as a cook, insisted that he took the journey so that she could become a teacher. Another story that I would like to highlight is that the Punjab government today took the decision of removing the posters outside the COVID patient's home. Earlier, the government took this step so that the local people could be aware of the corona patient's home, but it has backfired and it has dissuaded people from testing for COVID. That's all from my side, Safi.
All right. Yes, Devanjun, good evening. What's happening?
Good evening. In Kolkata or West Bengal, the major story that is developing, still now developing, is about the resumption of metro railway service. Most likely, the Kolkata Metro is going to resume its service from September 14, and it will operate, or it will offer a special service on September 13, but that will be just for the JEE and NET exam students. But what is new, the new part is that smart card that the metro commuters usually use will not be enough from now on to avail the service. Every passenger who wants to travel by metro will now need an e-pass. That e-pass will have a QR code that will be scanned while entering the station. An app is being developed according, as far as we have gathered. Today, a meeting was held between the Metro Railway Authority and state government, where it was decided that an app is being developed to provide passengers with this e-pass. Once again, this e-pass with QR code will be valid for only 1 hour, and and it will be issued 5 to 6 hours before one starts the journey. That is, if I want to take a train at 4 p.m., I will have to book my e-pass 5 to 6 hours back. And to ensure safety and security, there will be sanitizing tunnel outside each station, and Kolkata police will be in charge of security outside the station, and inside it will be RPF. So this is about metro, quite big. And another story, some relief for general people, as banks in the state are going will go back to their usual routine from tomorrow. That is, they will operate on first and third Saturdays and will remain closed on second and fourth Saturday, as is used to happen before this pandemic started. So these
Okay.
are the two main.
Two major important points, Debanjan, that you bring to us: the metro services viewers, which are likely to resume as announced, and also the associated terms and
Yeah.
conditions, which you now see how you're going to travel, and also of the banks, which is now, it seems we are now going to move post new normal. But then again, it's a matter of time. Still, it's going to be a little longer, perhaps. Yes, we move on to North Bengal and Sikkim with Shumanto. Good evening, Shumanto.
Good evening. The first story from Siliguri is that North Bengal University uh, has on Friday said that it will conduct the final examination for both the undergraduate and postgraduate students from October 1, and the results will be published on October 31st. As usual, it will be an open book examination where the minis will not be allowed to go to the colleges or the universities. Their parents or they themselves have to collect the question papers and the loose sheets from the respective colleges, and then give the examinations and subsequently upload them in the website within 24 hours. But again, the same question is being asked on this basis of this open book examination about the sanctity of the basic sanctity of the examination, when no one can rule out malpractices during the examinations. Second thing is that, as you know, Shafi, it's pertaining to Darjeeling. That is, there has been indications of split between JGM's Bimal Gurung faction and the BJP. From today, BJP started its agitation on Save Democracy in West Bengal in the hills on its own, without any. Although Bimal Gurung's faction of JGM, most of the leaders are underground, but previously there were informal discussions between BJP and these leaders on the next course of movement in the hills. But from today in the hills, BJP started its agitation in the hills on this issue. And some of the leaders of JGM's Bimal Gurung faction from the underground communicated to the communicated to some of the media persons that they had no clue that BJP will start their agitations on its own. But this is an indication that BJP is trying to set its foothold in the hills on its own, where they won't have to depend on JGM's Bimal Gurung faction on each and every step they take. That's all from North Bengal. Now coming back to Sikkim, that,
Right.
as you know, yesterday Sikkim has reported its 5th death in COVID-19. Any death is a tragedy, and in this case, a victim is a 65-year-old person. But still, Sikkim so far has maintained such a low death rate, and people are saying and admitting, everybody is admitting, this is because of the strict following of lockdown that has helped the small northeastern state. There are many problems, connectivity problems, road transport problems, but still it's so low. Just for example, just yesterday, 16 were reported positive from the Lal Bazar area in Gangtok, which is the biggest vegetable market in Gangtok. And immediately after that, the entire Lal Bazar area has been declared as a containment zone. This proves the kind of awareness and the strict attitude with which this lockdown has been ensured. That's really what a lesson for each and every state. That's all from my side today.
All right, so some important pieces, some important issues here in North Bengal and Sikkim, viewers, which are going to have a repercussion, perhaps in terms of the political repercussions that we are going to observe. There seems to be a sort of indication of alignments, possible future realignments in work right now. So work is in progress, and we just need to watch what's exactly happening with the politics out there in North Bengal. We move on to Port Blair now. Razia, yes, good evening. What's happening?
Good evening, Shafi. Shafi, I would like to start with a painful tale which was written by a senior pathologist. Being a doctor, she lost her child in the GV Pant hospital. Her husband, Dr. Samir, is a tribal surgeon of Car Nicobar Island. She belongs to MP, and the thing is, she wrote a painful tale. I can't read that complete tale, but I can give a gist of the incident. This doctor, she has a labor pain, and she went to GV Pant hospital here in Port Blair 2-3 times. The doctors there keep on passing the buck and telling her to come after a day, the evening hours, this and that. Unfortunately, on 31st, a healthy baby born, a girl child, but unfortunately, she born as a dead child. This lady in her tale, she has written that she had a labor pain, blood and fluid loss. They did not even touch the patient when they were ready to undergo for surgery or anything. This is not the first thing, Shafi. This is happening in Andaman. Being a doctor, they are telling we can't stop our voice now because this is something which is happening here to Aam Janta. And so they have approached the media, they are approaching the higher ups, and the higher ups assured them to take necessary actions against the medical negligence which was happened here in this here in Port Blair. And the second story which I would like to say is the former uh, Member of Parliament Vishnu Padre has written a letter to the Prime Minister demanding immediate posting of Sanghatan Mantri and General Secretary of Organization for the state unit to achieve desired result in the upcoming Panchayat and municipal election. He also said in his letter during PM's visit to these islands pertaining to establishment of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose deemed university and Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar Islands Industry Development Scheme aim to benefit processing tourism and IT industry with subsidy. But due to COVID lockdown and this coronavirus, everything was stopped. Now, when the lockdown is over, the ex-MP is approaching the PM to start all these for the beneficial of the island people. So these two things which I would like to say from Port Blair, Shafi. That's all from Port Blair.
All right, so these are some very important points, viewers. Thanks, Riddhi, Shumanto, Debanjun, and Razia for joining Reporters Diary. Thank you so much. Reporters, this is all we have in Reporters Diary this evening. Please do join us again on Monday at 6:30. You can watch us live on our Facebook page or even on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.